introduce yourself to the audience and tell us what we're doing here in Hong Kong again at the beautiful WOW Summit.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Sebastian Borget. I'm the co-founder of Sandbox and its global ambassador. I'm here at the WOW Summit exactly for this role. Like I keep speaking and sharing about the vision of the Sandbox, answering all the questions about like what we've been doing and like what we're going to do next. We announced some of like the new changes recently, and also some of the upcoming projects, such as our big Alpha Season 6 that's coming very soon this month. I'm also here like to meet with great projects in the space, like connect them to the Blockchain Game Alliance, which is like an association, non-profit, which I'm also the president of, to keep educating and showcasing what people are doing in gaming and using blockchain technology. And like in general, like it's always great and fun in Hong Kong. It's a great cultural city. You meet here a lot of talent, and it's like a bit like the crossover for East and West.
Right. Look, I've been living in America and Dubai for the last 10 years, and now I moved to Asia because it's like a progression of like follow the trend of regulation. First, they kicked me out of America because they didn't like our crypto mining taxes. Dubai said, hey, come over here. We got all the regulations. And now Hong Kong is really opening up. You guys have different aspects from metaverse, token, gaming, all of that aren't, they're regulation. You need your regulation, you need your licenses and all of that. Is there a jurisdiction that excites you most that you've been working in or want to work in? I know you've been in Hong Kong. I know you work around world, but is there a jurisdiction that's popping up? Maybe some of the names I just said, or otherwise that, hey, we're going to go toward there, or we should get that retail market now.
So actually what you're describing in your personal story is very connected of like how like crypto regulation are actually influencing great talent to move around the world. Until very recently, the US were really closed around like digital asset and its adoption, and that pushed away a lot of talent around other parts of the world, giving opportunity to places like Dubai or Hong Kong to rise by having a more open framework that embrace innovation, that embrace Web3. Now, like US is reopening, it's starting to attract again like talent, capital, investor, and people say, oh, New York is a new place to be. Hong Kong has always been consistently a place of innovation, a place that welcomes Web3, a place where now like stablecoin are also going to be experimented. But it's been since November 2023 that the government has openly positioned itself toward like we want the framework. They recognize like a certain token, utility token, and so on. And so Hong Kong has always been for us like the headquarters, the home, because of our parent company, Animoca Brands, because that's really where Sandbox was first. Because like Sandbox really grew in Asia, specifically at the time where like the US were closed as a market and Europe was way more slower in general. And that allows us to grow up to 40% of our user base, of our brands and partners, of our community of sand landowners as well, in Hong Kong, in Korea, in Japan. So we keep being excited about the region and its potential for so many reasons. The way I look at it as well, like Hong Kong has a lot of like advantage for like the talent, the attractivity. I think like it's going to remain a place where we'll keep shipping a lot of our innovation. But for history, like the regulation, like you said, have played an important role. Not many people know about this, but we were one of the first projects that launched a token within the Animoca Brands group back in 2018. Back then, Animoca Brand was still a publicly listed company on the Australian Stock Exchange. So there was a publicly listed company with launching a virtual token, SANS. And somehow we were not able to work with the Australian regulator to have SAN token and a listed company. So they delisted Animoca Brands. And from every challenge came opportunity. And so what I admired with also how Yatsu, the chairman of Animoca Brand, have managed to do is like he turned the opportunity into like making Animoca Brand at that time move into like fully in digital assets and like become like these companies that invested into over 500 Web3 projects, and now becoming like this really the leader into like managing tokenomics, managing tokens for like those portfolio company and many other, all the one that they did invest as well. or launching new internal projects like Mocha or Open Campus with the EDU token. And like that has given them like a unique edge on the market. And because they are Hong Kong companies, they also help them to shape the vision from Hong Kong around like digital assets.
I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. At the time, it's a curse, it's the world's ending and everything, but it's a blessing of what blossomed here. It's their loss, not Animoca's loss or Sandbox's loss, right? So it's a blessing and a curse. It's interesting. And same thing in the US. We've heard so much innovation for so long that they brain drained out, mainly toward the East and Middle East. And now it's coming back, but is it too little too late? All of these questions, we don't know. But politics seems to run the show with institutions, and they dictate where money flows, and it's been clearly flowing back. And so I'd love to see, it more available out west, biasly. But I want to shift topics a little bit because you mentioned stablecoins, and it is so important. As a metaverse, as the sandbox, I know you have Sand Token, clearly. But in the future, are you seeing a world where you communicate or compete with the other metaverses? Whether I'm not talking about the design and all of that, right? Sand is only natively good for sand. But someone using Tether can use it multiple different areas. Is there a stablecoin angle to what you guys are looking at, maybe in the new products? Or just your thoughts on stablecoins as becoming really the winner in this whole thing?
I think you're touching a very interesting point here. Actually, Sand is not tied only to the virtual world that Sandbox is.
Interesting.
Sand has already a lot of other use cases. It's widely accepted. It's a top 100 cryptocurrency, globally listed in US, in Korea, in Japan, in Europe.
Yep.
And actually, because it carries the power of Sandbox behind and the distribution, a lot of game developers and applications are willing to accept Sand.
Right.
By doing so, it will also mean they bring players to their application and so on. So I'm excited actually that Sand could become a universal gaming token that can be used across thousands of games and apps. And I think that will be the long-term vision.
Right.
Now, like stablecoin, is it as important for gamer to have a currency that pegged to the dollar to wallet? There is conversation in the space. People feel like having stablecoin is going to democratize gaming. I think there's good reason that it will in some case, because a lot of gamers will not necessarily want to worry about like the conversion rate of the currency and so on. But at the same time, it's not allowing people to benefit from the values they bring by being a player, by being engaged in the network. And so like native token towards certain gaming application are actually, and those utility tokens are actually meant to reward people for their participation.
Right.
And it's quite natural, like because like they were like first movers, they're taking the risk, they did more effort early on to contribute, such as in user-generated content platform.
Right.
To also like gain in value back through the ownership of the token. I see like game token and platform like Sandbox as like digital nation, where you have people who are actively participating by bringing in the capital, and you have people who are actively participating by being the citizen who engage, consume, work, and there needs to be like a right balance between all those different parts for an economy to work.
And the economic communicator is the Sand token for now. And I want you to end with the topic products that you were saying that are coming out, if you can. If you want to talk about anything specific or a name or two, but you mentioned that in your intro that there's a couple new products coming out. So want to leave the users with what can they look forward to a year from now, or this calendar year or otherwise.
Yes, so well, I think like the Sandbox as it is, we've reached like already a great potential. People are familiar with our no-code game making tool and so on. But this is not the end goal. Like we want to enable people to keep creating, exploring new technology, using vibe coding. We want people to play Sandbox on mobile and use the right engine and technology to enable that. We want people to play Sandbox using many different experiences, not just the one we built initially. We want Sand Token to have many more utilities outside of like the virtual world and gaming as well.
Nice.
So within the next few weeks and months, we'll be announcing a certain number of products that enable like our existing community of creators to engage more, to monetize more, but also for a broader ecosystem to benefit from everything that the Sandbox represents in terms of like of brands, of distribution, and the access with the token.
I heard a key word there. I want to let you guys comment or whatever on it, and it was what I'm hoping for, and you said it. And it's a what is it? A 5-letter word. I want to leave it there, but you said mobile.
Yes.
6 letters.
6 letters.
6 letters. I'm gonna leave it there because it's a buzzword, it's a keyword, and I think that was the word of, because that's very important. The metaverse cannot live just where it currently lives. It has to go mobile, it has to go web, it has to go PlayStation, TVs, all of it. So I'll leave it there and I'll let that simmer in their minds, and we'll look forward to see what you guys